We're learning today Nishmas Ahuva Basaka Maseches Kelim Perek Yud Aleph Mishnah Gimel. Ha'isa Kelim min ha'eshes umin ha'charara. If someone makes kli matres from a big piece of iron, or charara, the Rash teaches is when they first begin process to make the kli, they have a metal cake. He says made out of copper and metal together. But both of these things, the metal is very raw yet. We haven't gotten to the kli process yet. Umin hasoiviv shel gilgul, or metal that's put around a wheel of a wagon to protect the wheel. Umin hatasen, umin hatzipuyim, and from plates of metal or sheets of metal that were covering. Again, all these things was not yet a kli matris. Mikane kelim umeugne kelim, from the base of a kli matris, or from ugne kelim, which is the next word in the Mishnah is me'ozne kelim, from the handles of the kelim. So the Rash says ugne kelim is similar to handles, but it's not attached to the guf hakli. And lastly, min hashecheles umin hagroides, from pieces of metal, scrap metal that was left over from the kli, or was shaved off from the kli, b'shas asiyasa. But again, the main point of all these things is that they were not yet made into kli matris, and now you're first making kli matris from these raw materials. Tahirin, they're tahar. What are we talking about? So the Rash learns the loy chashinan b'chol hani, we're not chayshish in all these kelim that you made from these scrap metals, that shema me kli tame bo. Maybe they came from a different kli that was originally tame. Ukshechazar va'asami and kelim, and now when you remade kelim, chazul l'tuma yishana, they came back to tuma yishana. I know our Mishnah is handling that which we learned the Mishnah Aleph, that by kli matches there's a musig of tuma yishana, that if you melt down a kli and you remake it back, or you break a kli and you make back the kli, it's chayzel l'tuma yishana. So our Mishnah is saying that when you make a kli from all these scrap metals, you don't have to be chayshish. Look, the Rosh, why? The cholhani le'nira l'kabel tuma me'olim, because they were never chazi to be mekabel tuma originally. The Rosh says, Kulun dichali, I understand all of them, except for handles of kelim. Those are the gufa kelim, the yodis ha-kelim, and the yad is machnas u'maitzi. So why aren't we chayshish on them that they have a tuma yishana? So he says, ve'efsher kiven the zok the Rosh, ve'efsher kiven the tuma yishana midirabbanan. Since this whole shash is the rabbanan dikadin, we spoke out the reason why in Mishnah Aleph. So they only made this zera on kli anase megufa shel kli hatame veloy meyadis hakli. They didn't make this on kelim. He ends off bringing the Rambam Shita that learns the Mishnah that is talking about metchila, not chashasha tumas yishanim. Rather, it's talking about gulme kli matches, or unready kelim. But he says lo yashar be'inai, so he likes the Rash's pshat, and you have to be mechalik that by tuma yishana derabbanon they only made that gzera on the gufa kli and not on yodeis hakelim. There's a stipler on this that explains why. The Mishnah continues, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri Omer af min haktzotzes, he adds on even that which was cut off of the eshes of that big metal clump, that there was extra and they cut off pieces, that also was bad, they not made a kelim. However, meshivrei kelim, if it was made from broken kelim, then there is a chash that it came from a kli tuma. Min hagrutim, min hamasmoirish yadua behem kelim. Grutim is also pieces from shivrei matches from kelim yishanim, the Rosh says, or from nails that we know for sure they came from kelim. So then they're tmeim. However, the Mishnah ends off min hamasmoiris, from stam nails that you don't know that they came from kelim tmeim. And that is machlekes b'sham metam b'silam mitaran. Mishnah Dalet barzel tamei shebiloim barzel tahar. Let's say you have barzel tamei, meaning shivrei kelim, the seifa of the last Mishnah, that's mixed together with barzel tar, meaning the reisha of the Mishnah, the case of the big molds of metal, the eshes at charara, and you put the two together. So the Rash explains, we're talking about that you were tarfan zeh b'zeh, and you made a kli, because if it's one big kli that has both of these parts, so then you would be basar oisem malacha, and then you look basar oisem malacha. But here is mamish melted together and made into one kli. So then the halach is you don't look basar oisem malacha, rather haroiv min atame tamim, haroiv min atahar tar. You go basar the roiv. So now the Tiferes Yisrael and the Mishnah Achrona that learn that this is a din of bittul b'roiv. But I saw in Mishnah's Taris from Rabbi Somer Garbez, he learns, and the Rosh is talking mashma like this when he brings this with Tosefta, the same way when it's a klib bifnei atzmai made out of two different parts. You look at basar oisem malachos over here, where it was tarfin zebazeh, was melted together. You would look at the main thing. Whatever the main thing is, that's what it defines it. Not also din of bittul b'roiv. Then what the Mishnah says next, mechsa lemechsa tameh, that's a little bit harder to understand. Because if it was else bittul b'roiv, so mechsa, you know, bittul b'roiv, that's why it's tameh. But over here you have to say that in mechsa, it's good enough with that to say that it's tameh. V'chei min hachalma min hagolim. That's also a case of mixing together. Tameh and atar, chalma is from cheres, so it is mekabel tumah, and golim we know is not mekabel tumah. The Mishnah continues, glustera tameya, umitzupa tahira. A gluster is what we refer to in Maseches Eruvin, Kuf Aleph and Beis, as a nagar, is a piece on the bottom of the door that sticks into the ground, and on the top it's a little thicker. So it was also used to crush garlic and things like that. So normally it's going to be tameh because it's roi for a kli. However, if it's mitzupa, so the Rosh learns mitzupa means that the actual thing was made from a barzel, which was tar, and the tzipuya is made from a metal, which is tameh. And on that we're telling me that you go basa the ikar, and since the ikar is the tzipuya mimatchis tameh, so that's why it's going to be. I'm sorry, since the ikar is the inside, the gluster barzel tar, so therefore it's going to be tar. The Rosh brings the Rambam sheet over here that learns that the gluster is made out of wood, and only the tzipah is made out of metal. And the Rambam shita is that if you have a kli eitz that's plated with metal, it's going to be tar. And the Rosh argues, and going to come up in the next two Mishnayos as well. The Rosh also argues that they learn from the Gemara Chagiga that such a thing is going to be tameh. The Rambam learns that that's what this Mishnah is. The Mishnah ends off hapin v'hapurna tameya. This is part of a lock. Pin are actually pins that go in. The purna is like the piece that goes across. They're going to be tameh. The Rosh speaks out, even though they're made from two pieces and they're mishamish one melacha, they're tameh. Back to Gluster, the Mishnah just ends off. Machlekes Rabbi Yeshua Imer Shemtem mi Pesach Zeh v'Toila b'Chaveri b'Shabbos. Rabbi Tarfon Omer Ariyah K'chol HaKelim Metaltelas b'Chatzer. Rabbi Yeshua holds that on Shabbos they're muksa, and therefore they're only mutter b'derech tiltul min atzad. However, Tarfon says they're like regular kelim and they're not muksa. In the Gemara in Shabbos, Taf Kufchav Daled Amin Aleph, it brings this and it says that this Mishnah is koidem hataras kelim shanu. We know now that a keli is not muksa, a klisha malachta leheter is no muksa, but at one point in time there was a isser of muksa even on these things, at least according to Rabbi Yeshua. Rabbi Tarfon saying that no, it's mutter, but they're arguing about what the halacha was. Koidem hataras kelim. Ayin the Rosh and the Rash, other discussion about this.